Good morning, Midnight Coders. And how is everybody today? Welcome to another episode of the Midnight Technician. I hope you all have your coffee cup. So, we're gonna review a little bit of what we did yesterday. What I didn't get a whole lot done yesterday. I'll be real with you. Life got busy. Life got a little out of the way. I had some things that came up and got busy afterward. I also do, I don't strictly just work on the Midnight Technician. I do also freelance because I'm not employed. So I freelance work to some other individuals in some scenes. So I did have a little bit of a busy day yesterday, so I didn't get a whole lot done with the Midnight Technician, but we'll review what we did get done and we'll continue on and finish adding a view to see our ticket. To be completely transparent, I think it was 2 streams ago. I started using AI to do the front end because, quite frankly, it made it easier on me to do. Just tell AI, hey, this is my CSS. This is my couple of pages that I did, and I just went, hey, this is my theme. This is my style. Match it, make me a ticket, make me a ticket page, make me a this page. So I'm gonna see how well that works out, and I'm gonna continue on with that flavor, see if I can get AI to do the front end aspect of things because I am not a front end developer. Um, so I'll see if I can get AI to help me out with that throughout this series, unless we can get somebody else that wants to jump into the open source project and contribute some front end work. Outside of that, we will review what I've done. I do have to give a shout out. There was a gentleman in our Discord yesterday who decided to point out my typos. Yeah, so nobody's perfect. Clearly, I'm not. You'll see me screw up lots of times. So shout out to Chris, Kriz, Krizz. He pointed out my typo in the MonoGo database name. So we now have that corrected to a Mongo user. Uh, Sorry for making your autism twitch there, dude. Typos are a bitch, and I do apologize. However, it's nice to see somebody caught that and pointed it out to me. Also, I want to point out that we've added a health check to our. And you know what? Let me just get my big face out of here, and we'll show what was done. So let's get rid of me. Bring up the code. Stick me in the corner. There we go. There I am. Hello. All right. So this is the back end. Let's go take a look at what I did with. Oh yes. No, it wasn't that. It was the compose file. So in here, we've cleaned up our typo. Thank you, Kriz. Also, thank you, Kriz. He gave me a little script there for a health check. I did wind up editing it a little bit to point to do some printout. But other than that, I also changed it so that I always have an OK. But other than that, I've added a health check to our Mongo database. You can also, he shared a couple of useful links in there for about Docker and about the Postgres, why I'm using, why we have a double $$, which, to be fair, I was always using the single. I actually did not know. I learned something new yesterday myself. And again, thank you to Chris for that. Great contribution. Free knowledge. Love it. Yes. Okay. And other than that, I also went through and wiped out my own information. I cleared out my Docker volumes and whatnot so that I had a fresher database set up instead of having all these extra tables that were unneeded in here and all this other. Oh, yes, right. I don't need that. Or did I use that? I don't think I was supposed to use that. Maybe I did use that. Did I screw something else up? I did! I did! Okay, so I got something else mixed up. Looking for the Midnight Technician sequences instead of the ticket sequences. Where did I goof that? There it is. So I gotta correct this one as well, because I did go through and corrected up the, I think I corrected the README file as well, where it was saying to, yeah, where it was saying to make a other technician or technician sequence. I corrected that and just said screw it, make a ticket sequence. So other little typos and hiccups I was trying to also fix. And this is fix that as well. So now it's going to be looking in the right spot. My bad. And I did that when I created which technically is a service ticket that I made. But now I'm curious. Also, if you guys aren't using IntelliJ Ultimate, this is how I have a database view over here through IntelliJ Ultimate, and allows me to query the database, view the database records and everything without having to use some sort of third-party thing like MySQL Desktop or Mongo Express or Mongo Compass or anything like that. It is very useful, very, very useful. I didn't realize how much I used it until I went to set up Z on the project, or not Z, somebody else on the project, or a project, and they didn't. They had the community version, and I kind of flopped like a fish for a minute because I couldn't find my databases, my endpoints. Like there's certain things. If you're not using IntelliJ, I'm not sponsored by them, by the way, but if you're not using IntelliJ, you're doing something wrong with your Java development life. And if you're not using IntelliJ Ultimate, I highly suggest using it. Get the free trial. It saves everything. Everything is in one view. You don't need to have third-party tools to view shit, manipulate databases, and it's yeah, no. If you're not doing, you're doing something wrong. If you're not using IntelliJ. Thought I spilt my coffee. Get on other IDEs and then get spilled coffee. All right, so fix the ticketing sequence. Tickety, Jesus. Oh my god, the typos. The typos, holy shit, the typos. Stop hitting enter. Like, why is shift? Control, there we go. Jesus. I was hitting shift, not control, and I clearly haven't had enough coffee. Oh yeah, I forgot that I did this all when I... Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah. Don't worry. Be happy. Push, baby. What? You know what? Control Shift K. Push. All right, so that just making a small push to fix up the ticket sequence name so that that's done. So the other thing we were picking at yesterday, let's turn our services back on. Turn all of our services on. For those of you also that don't know, I got questioned about this at the top of the screen. For those of you that don't know, I listen to music when I code. But I also stream so people can like, because when I'm in my Discord, I stream and it has my audio so people can like vibe along with the music I'm listening to and just kind of go. Um, YouTube doesn't like that so much. However, I have this widget up here. It's part of Spotify. There's a little button in the corner that opens and closes a widget. This widget is resizable. You can make it whatever size you want. I just happen to prefer to like it across the top, so it kind of shows me what I'm listening to and allows me to hit like if I like a song that's coming on, because I use the DJ. So I don't actually have like, I used to like pre-make these playlists that I would listen to and like share them along, but like I would like, listen to like 50, 60 songs on fucking repeat for like 2, 3 days, 4 days at a time, and then switch it up. A couple of years ago, they came out with a DJ, and then like last year or something, they came out with this ability to talk to your DJ, and so I've been just asking my AI DJ to like spin me up some music and tunes and just go with it with me. And he's been doing a pretty good job. And so whenever I get a song I like being able to just click it. I like being able to see what's playing. Um, it's a very helpful little widget. Again, I'm just an addict for my little tools. I sit at my computer doing code for countless hours, so it's just easy sometimes or nice sometimes to have these little bonuses. But this is just a Spotify widget that lets me see what I'm listening to. All right, so into the Midnight Technician here. If we log in, so the ticketing dashboard, admin dashboard, we're back to where we were. Everything is still hunky-dory. So if we go into our ticketing dashboard, and honestly, this could probably use a better name, but this would be where employees would see what active tickets are going on. I need to add a section here, maybe at the top, so that they can see their service tickets. So oh no, you know what? There you go, choke on oxygen. I love it. All right, so I'll leave the open service tickets on top. Active requests, I think, are going to be like the current employees' tickets, and then I'll list ones beneath it that are just generally open. So right now, as it is, you can see these tickets. You can click on this button, and it takes you to a page where you can edit. Again, this was AI. I got AI to do this one. This could be done a lot better. But for now, it is a way to edit the tickets. So my next mission is to pre-populate this here with all of the applicable data, and I'm going to need to. I think I might stick a save changes at the top as well, or I might just move this to the top, and then make this into an add note button, so that way people can just technicians can add notes to the ticket as well. AI did kind of a rough job with this. Like, it's not bad. It gave me applicable things like a description box and whatnot, but like it did an okay job, I suppose. honestly, the ticket dashboard and the regular dashboard were fine. Admin dashboard was also an AI generated dashboard. This one turned out good compared to, like, the ticket and the dashboard were fine the way they were. Then I told it to, hey, this is my theme, this is my CSS, this is my what I'm going for. Can you give me an employee dashboard and or an admin dashboard? And this is what it came up with the other day. So I thought it was pretty good. It kind of swung 1,000 there. It swung a fucking home run there. And then I asked it for a ticketing page so that I can view the ticket, and I passed in the Pojo, the data object, so I could tell it this is what my record, or this is what my ticket is, and I want to be able to view and edit the information. And this is what AI gave me. Again, I can work with it. I can roll with it. It's not the cleanest. It's not my favorite design. But again, I'm also not a front end guy, so I won't lie. I'll be honest. I don't know how to make the front end pretty. If anyone else does, if you're a front end developer that wants to like take part of an open source project, we're not using React. We're trying to keep this just Java. I got four languages that are running this whole project. That includes the front end. That's CSS, HTML, JavaScript, and Java that make up this project. Other than that, that's it. Taking advantage of some helpful Spring Boot and wrapping everything together. So if anybody is skilled with HTML and CSS and JavaScript and wants to participate in helping me out with making the front end a little bit prettier, by all means. I released a video to show you how to clone the project or to get it. By all means, just make a feature branch, call it front end ticketing or ticket, and make it prettier. I would love to see what you come up with. This is what AI came up with. I'm sure you can come up with something better. So that being said, the other things, yeah, this is just the page it came up with. This was the CSS that it came up with, trying to keep in a similar theme. But ultimately, we just got to run through and fill up some actual text data, which I believe is just a matter of telling this here th value of whatever. For example, I believe this is th. Is it text or value? I think it's value. And it would be ticket status. Is ticket even the thing I'm passing in? Dashboard, ticket controller. I'm not even adding the ticket to the friggin' model. What? Oh no, that's the post request to get it. Dashboards, that's what I'm looking for. Dashboard ticketing. Got the employee one. Oh yeah, I added a thing to throw an error on throw a runtime error on 404s. It's not the best way to handle it, but I'll handle it better going forward. But for now, I was where the hell am I at? Admin. Where is my ticket? Ticket, there it is, single ticket. So service ticket is passed in as service ticket. That's what I called it. All right, so back into my ticket view. There we go. I think that's what you do for that. I'm going to double check that right now. Before I go and do it to the rest of them. Yeah, there we go. So stick status is pending. Cool. All right, so you just got to fill in the rest of that information. So, now, why do I have this set up as read only? Okay, so again, AI looks like it also added this read only tag on here, which ain't technically isn't bad, but I do technically want them to be able to edit it. But is it gonna look stupid, or is it still gonna look like this faded out gray looking? Hmm. Or is that because of my dark reader? Yeah, that's because of my dark reader. So, also, those of you that don't know, I have this thing called dark reader. This is like my favorite, my favorite thing that I have ever found on the internet. This here has saved me so much trouble in my life. Have you ever been in a dark room or like coding at night or in the evening? Lights are low, you're in dark mode, and then you load up a page, and all of a sudden, bam, fucking flashbang, white page, eyes are blinding, you're squinting, looking away, die now, go away, close. It, I've been there. I've been there at the point where I've been working late at night. It's been like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm loading this up, and then I go to a web page to read a document. Boom, flashbang, white page. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. This dark reader has saved my life so many times, saved my eyes, saved my head. So dark reader makes every single website dark mode. Again, dark reader makes every website dark mode. Fucking love it. Love it. If you're not using it and you hate white screens and getting flashbanged on friggin' Java doc website doc whatever, yeah, dark reader, best friend. All right, again, I'm not sponsored by them, so it's not an ad, so we'll go back to this. All right, so getting rid of that did do that, so I'm going to get rid of this read-only shit from the remainder of these, because they're not just read-only. Now, I really envisioned this being much better, and I might take a swing at it myself and look at my other HTML pages and do some black magic in there, and I might try to make this look a little bit better because I really don't like how I feel like that takes up the whole page. Okay, no, it doesn't take the whole page. I also didn't know because I have it like small screened over here so that they both fit relatively nice. But okay, maybe that's not too bad. Maybe that's not too bad. Coming in here, edit your details, yada yada yada. Maybe that's not too bad. Maybe that's not too bad. Maybe that maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'll leave it for now. Notes section is definitely going to have to be changed. It's going to have just no notes available if no notes are available. But then if I do pass in a ticket that has notes, we're going to have to do a little check down here and do this. If notes are empty, do this. Else, unless notes are empty, or unless notes are not empty, do this. And then if they're not, yeah. Sorry about that. Basically, I'm doing if it's empty, do this, else do this. But in time leaf, it's not named if and else. It's It's unless and if. So, yeah, I'll take care of doing that a little bit later. We'll copy in some extra spots here. We'll make a thing so that it makes a list, and then for each ticket, it'll add a section. Again, I'm gonna have to move this save changes button to just above where it says the word notes on this header. So like I'm thinking this is gonna have to go up with that. I mean, maybe even beside it. I don't know how that's gonna work. Take a look and see what that looks like. I just mainly want to move this save changes button to right here to be an add. I'm going to change the text to add note. I'm going to add a save ticket up here, or update ticket up here. Because I feel like this can just get long and there's no point of having that button at the bottom of the page. All right, let's see what this looks like. Let's take a look and see. Okay, that looks like shit. That looks like shit. All right, so we're definitely going to put you back up there. Button row, see if that... Yeah. Now, I could be using dev tools. Spring Boot does have dev tools that allows me to just run this in dev mode. We could do a hot swap of the thing and just reload the page. If I had like a bigger project and it was bigger than what this is, I'd probably implement that. But as of right now, I don't feel like I need that. Now I realize, can I do this? Would this work? I don't think it's gonna work. I feel like it's not gonna work the way I want it to. Okay, yes and no. Okay, so what if I got rid of that and got rid of that as a div and just left it as a button inside of the header? Would that work the way that I want it to? There's a reason I don't like front end. Okay, okay. So now how do I get that to be on the right-hand side? How do I move that bitch to the right-hand side? Sorry guys, I just got a text from my mechanic. Oh, nope, wasn't my mechanic. Alright, that's something I gotta deal with later. Live stream, it's great. Alright, so how do I get this button to be on the right-hand side? I do not know, and I'm not that great with... fuck it. I'm just gonna copy this whole damn thing, and I'm gonna ask AI to fix it. Okay. Okay. It's telling me to do this. Okay, okay. So let me copy this. Replace that. And then into my ticket view. Where the hell is my ticket view CSS? It's telling me to add the style for the note header. Let's see what that looks like. I mean, yeah. I would have liked to have kept that fucking header line. Like, I would have liked to have kept this line underneath the whole thing. Is there a way to add a separator line? Much like this one here has like the header line and it's centered and the whole thing is underlined because it's a header. Or at least I believe that's why it's, yeah, it's a header 1. But is there a way to do a similar thing and have the whole line, like have even if I can just get rid of the whole header part and just make it a bolded X like spot and add a separator line. Is there a way to add a separator line? It's like I've done it with friggin' many applications and like Java FX and whatnot, but I'm not that great with the front end. Uh, okay. So if I do, oops, copy that. Oh no, it's this that I'm copying. Fuck off. Okay, and then into here, header. Change that. Take a look at this. See what this looks like. Alright, what does this look like? What does this look like? Now I've got 2 lines. Okay, so if I get rid of this, will that get rid of the second line? I got rid of the second line, and now for the... You know what? You know what? I don't really hate that. Nah, I don't like that. It was better as a H2 or an H3, whatever the hell it was. Okay. Um, we'll stick with that, I suppose. I like it and I don't. I like the boldness and the size, but I don't like how it's underlined. I don't like that about that header. I wish there was something else I could use instead of a header. Hmm. It is suggesting this as well, which adds a little gradient effect to it. What's that got? What's the gradient effect? What's the gradient effect? Let's see what that does. What's that look like? Does that keep it more Midnight Coder themed? Kinda? Fuck it, let's go with that. Let's go with that. Give that a go. Why not? No, wrong email. Wrong email! Misclick! Misclick! Yeah, I'm okay with that, I suppose. That's alright. I don't know. Probably could be styled a little bit more, give it a little more padding. But mm, whatever, I'm happy with that. Alright, so go back in and fill out the rest of this th value stuff. And this one is title. Again, I could use it as get title or whatever, but I'm just going to call it title. Description. Cool. So there's some basic stuff. There is no device ID, so that's not put in there. There is no description given. Actually, there was. It was needs more RAM. Why was that not filled in for the... The ticket description is right there. Needs more RAM. Title, I think, or is that the title? No, the title is the name of the device. Yeah, description should have been needs more RAM. I need to... Okay. And looks like I've got to create that ID as well. Good morning, buddy. How are you? What are you talking about? These controllers are just... these are sort of specific website controllers. There's not really any repositories for them. Down here, it's just the custom user detail service for the logins. This is a user profile, which is a model. There's the repository for it here, and there is no service. There is no service for it. That would be the custom user detail service that accesses the user profile repository. And then there's the role, the user role, which is also in here. There's a repository for it and the user service for it. So the services and the features for the users and the user roles are technically bunched together. I mean, I could separate this and make it user this and user... I could have separated this out, I suppose. So that makes it a little bit clearer, if that helps you out there, Anuhab. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I'm sorry. But that sort of separates those featured different features out. So now there's a roles and a users, and I hope that sort of helps. I hope that sort of helps you separate that and see that a little bit better. Yep. That is more of a that's more of an MVC design, where they'll break things down like this, where they'll have a controller, a module, a repo, and a services design. This is your MVC design. This is typical. You see this a lot. in actual microservices when it's broken down. Usually in monolithic programs, you see something that's more what we call feature-based packaging, where you'll come into a features section and you'll see something like a services feature, a device feature, and a customer feature, which technically, if you were to break them down, they're very much individual services, if you will, because the customer feature has the customer model, the controller, the repository, and a service for it. This is basically the customer's feature in a nutshell, whereas um, this is kind of a mixture of both at the moment. I started it as a monolithic, and I'm breaking it down into microservices. This service feature used to have the employees in it as well, but the employee was broken off into a separate microservice up here. It used to be a part of this, but then it was broken apart. Tickets was never a part of it. Ticketing was something that I started separately, properly. Um, but the services module is honestly going to be getting deprecated and sort of faded out as a whole anyway. And I'm just going to have it broken down into separate services. I will leave the services as a way of controlling the actual services, um, but I'm going to make a device module and a customer module to break them into specific services. That way, um, if I do need to manage something specifically with the customers or update just a customer's feature, I can bring down just the customer service and then spin it back up versus bringing down this services module as a whole, which brings down 3 different services instead of bringing down just the one when it comes to maintaining and and helping. So um, I guess to answer that, I designed it as a monolithic application at first, and am in the process of refactoring it to make it into a microservice design rather than a monolithic feature-based design. So that's pretty much the difference between the two. Um, Microservices generally follow an MVC design, which has these broken up into different folders or packages, whereas feature-based breaks the entire features into individual things, which also makes it so that you can do things like package private, um, access levels, and everything inside of this package can sort of see each other, and everything is encapsulated to just the one package. So it's sort of a kind of a tear off. If you're doing monolithic, feature-based packaging is the way to go. If you're doing microservices, obviously MVC is the way to go. So I just happened to have went with the flow when I initially made. Because if you were to jump back to like the first videos that I did for this topic, the program was actually called GlabTech, not Midnight Technician. Um, and I was designing it very much so as a monolithic application. Um, But then after I had the idea to kind of switch it out and make it into this full scale production ready sort of thing, I realized that that monolithic approach is not going to be the best thing for my endpoint where I want to display microservices. So I began refactoring it about 3 days ago and breaking things apart and separating them. And that was when I started out by putting my ticketing service on 8081 for a port and made it a microservice of its own rather than add it into the services module. And then that was when I then broke out the employee and put them into their own services so that they were skipped from there as well. And my next plan is to get the customer into their own service, and then the devices into their own service. And then and then I'll be refactoring this to make the services just a regular MVC design. But nice catch on that. Thanks for the question. Okay, so in here I need to scrap together some JavaScript to um, make a fetch to the back end. I think that's how I want to do it. Because based off the service ID here, I want to populate this text with the name of the service, and then maybe stick a service description underneath it, so that way I can pull it from the database. So right now, each of the services are communicating through HTTP requests to their applicable port. And this is not the best design, but it's a basic design. And um, I intend to, in a few videos, once I've got more than just 3 services going, I intend to review Docker and explain how we can put each of these services into Docker and how we can then just have Docker running our all of our backend and services, as well as I intend to fade away from the HTTP requests. Some services are still going to use HTTP requests. However, I want to use Kafka as the message queue, and we're going to be making the website will wind up producing some events that are going to get stuck into a topic. The back end is eventually going to just be sitting there listening to these topics, like if a new employee was created, if a new customer was created, and then the back end is going to trigger different things based on what happens. So like when a new customer is created, it's going to, or a new user is registered, it's going to then kick off um, a way to create a new customer, and then it's going to make a way to send an email to welcome that customer, and then it's going to I'm going to have another one send a notification or an email um, to the technicians or the team that a new customer was registered, as just a means of logging. Um, Eureka. What are the specifics of Eureka? Is it just a messaging queue, or is it part of the like? I'd have to look that up exactly to see what exactly Eureka was or is. What do they use Eureka for in their e-commerce? Let's see if we can figure it out. Is this? Oh, I assume this is the Eureka software you're talking about, or? Okay. So this might not be what I'm looking at then. Or is it? Oh, it's just a dependency. Okay. Eureka server. I'm not familiar with Eureka. I've been using Kafka as a way to like be a message broker or be like a messenger in between. It's sort of like RabbitMQ, where you can post, you can produce events which get stuck into a topic, and then so like the website or something would just be posting to these topics. There's no ports, there's no this, there's no that. It's just going to a topic. The way Kafka breaks things down is in topics. So you have a big old message queue that has a whole bunch of different topics inside of it, and each of those different topics has a little event or like a thing that's inside of them. So I would be pushing things to or producing events to a topic from one side, and then the other side is listening to topics. In which case, if a new topic has something put into it, um, it then starts pulling from that. So it's kind of like it's constant. Like the backend services will be constantly listening to these message queues for any kind of messages that come through, and it gets rid of the need for ports. Um, so I wouldn't need to be telling it to be using the REST client to be making all of these different port calls and HTTP requests. I would just simply say, hey, this is my event that I'm doing. I'm going to throw this into the customer topic or customer creation topic, and I'm going to have a customer service in the back end that listens to that topic for whenever something gets added to it. And then it's going to pull it off of there, and it's going to do something with it. But the best part about Kafka versus RabbitMQ is RabbitMQ, once I take that topic, that event out of the topic, it's gone. It's out of there. With Kafka, everything is remembered. So I can have multiple services pull those topics out and handle them. So like if I have an email service and notification services and payment processing things and like inventory to update and things like that, I can just post to one topic and have multiple things listen to that and pull shit from it, and pull the events from it and handle it appropriately. So that is what I want to get in eventually in this series. And I'll be adding to the Docker Compose so that we can spin up a local Kafka server, get that all configured, and it is something that's been on the plan for this since its inception, because Kafka was something that I started using about 2 years ago, on a personal project just to kind of toy with it. And I've watched many videos on it and different things. I've toyed with it in development experiences. I haven't used it professionally in a professional environment, but I have used it for a while. Um, and I do plan on getting to it. Um, Targeting to complete this project. I'm hoping to wrap it up and have it fully done, maybe in a week or two. Um, there is a lot that I want to put in this and get it to a point where it is full scale. And it's gonna have everything from messaging queues, services, logging, payment processing. It'll have a lot of things that I have planned for this. Spring Security is already in it. So Spring Security is riddled throughout this. I have the configuration set up inside of the config folder in each of the services. There's a section where you can scroll through and see where we allow HTTP requests. You can see where we're saying that we want the people in the dashboard to be a rank user, and we have here for a login form where we're handling the login processing and how we send them to the dashboard once they log in. As well as we are doing a rough logout. I have to go over that and redo it because the logout is currently not the cleanest. And I'm also disabling CSRF for the API, just so that, because I have the internal API requests here where it's makes an API to call this, which again, this will be phased out later, but right now it's just making an HTTP request to get to post um, new things. It's a cheap hack, honestly. It's not the cleanest, and I'm waiting till I get my Kafka put in, and I'm going to wrap everything up and make it a lot cleaner as well overall. Yeah, payment processing. I intend to incorporate, as an example, PayPal, so that there can be a section where after a service has been completed, an invoice gets generated and sent off to the customer for them to fulfill. So they'll get a notification on their dashboard. They'll get an email to them, and yeah, I intend to show it so that you can I can show you how to handle payment exceptions, how to handle the all of the if cases that kind of come with that, as well as how to set up invoicing to do some automation as well. Oh, no worries about questions, dude. Questions are great. I love questions. Questions are how we all learn. And I mean, I love to continue learning. I love to teach. I love to learn. So I mean, asking questions is how you learn. Asking questions helps me stay sharp, and also, you know, I don't know everything. So asking questions is great because then I trigger questions and I ask questions are great. Don't ever worry about asking me questions, man. Membership. What do you mean by that? YouTube membership. So I need to hit 3,000 watch hours and I need to have 1,000 subscribers to in order to get that membership access and be able to even sell merch. Um, so there's a minimum that I need to hit first before I can get memberships. But in the meantime, you can hit the subscribe button, and that helps me get there. Um, I'll be honest with you. I have no idea how to make a short. I thought about making shorts for like kind of clipping some of my live streams and making them into shorts. But to be honest with you, I don't know how to make shorts. I have a buddy of mine that is currently waiting for his days off to kick in, and he's gonna help me out, and we're gonna kind of do some clipping of some of my live streams and make some shorts. He knows how to do that, but to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure. Hmm. Yeah, I would love to do more shorts. Um, I'm just honestly, I'm not sure how to do them. I'm not sure how to create them. I can stream in shorts mode. Huh. You know what? I'm gonna have to look at that after this. after this live stream, I'll take a look and see what kind of settings I got. But um, yeah, I'll take a look, and if you're in my Discord, I'll like send me a ping. I'm curious to. I'm really curious to how to do these on how to do shorts, because I was planning on writing a whole bunch, doing a whole bunch of shorts. I'd love to, because I've got a couple of junior devs that have been asking me questions, and I would have loved to have just taken a list of their questions and make some shorts. But to be honest, I looked into it, but I'm not sure how to. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at that after I'm done with this stream. I'm super curious. All right, I gotta go top up my coffee cup. I will be back in just a moment. Alrighty, I am back. And apparently I muted the wrong thing or hit the wrong button and put music on there. Whoops. YouTube's not going to be happy with that. I'll have to scrub that out post video. Oops. Alrighty. Hmm. Why do I have two spans closing? Oh, because there was two spans, right? Okay. Created. Love when I choke on coffee. Um, no, I'm not 100% clear what you mean when you say that they stream in shorts. To my knowledge, shorts are like a 1 to 3 minute video, and I'm not sure how to stream into that sort of format. Um, but I think it's just like I can see somebody streaming just a short spot, but like I'm not sure how. To my knowledge, it was uploading a video, but I thought again, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty new to the whole shorts thing. I don't even know how to make one. Um, I just know that they're useful. Yeah, I'll do some research into that and the other two channels that you mentioned um, after this video. Because I am curious to learn. Like I really do want to learn how to make shorts because I would love to make a few different shorts of just even snippets and being like this is how this is this and like um and just even answering juniors questions. Like I'd love to um yeah, definitely going to look into that. Definitely going to look into that. Big thank you. Big thank you. Oh yeah, no, I know for a fact that shorts are a great way to get views and get some traction. Because I myself watch I watch Java One and Java as on their channels, and I watch their shorts all the time. Um, I believe he answers. There's a guy that answers questions, Java questions, and I believe he's up to like 300 and something questions, but he does it in shorts. He records for like half an hour or so a whole bunch of questions, and then he breaks them down into shorts and uploads them as like answers. And but like it's one answer per short, and I'm not exactly sure how to do this. Um, so I mean, I'm gonna find that out. Uh, the reason that I don't have a job, that is a loaded question. I suffer from a disease called gastroparesis. What it is it's basically nerve damage of the stomach. So I don't know when I'm hungry. I don't feel hungry. I don't feel if I overeat, and I just generally my digestive tract doesn't work. So food sits in my stomach and just kind of rots there until gravity pulls it through. So there's times that I could be perfectly fine and healthy, and I could be all right, and maybe I could eat supper and go to bed too early or go to bed late, or it doesn't even really matter. But the food doesn't go through my digestive tract, so I could wind up being perfectly healthy one moment and then vomiting sick the next moment. And when I get into this vomiting sick mode because of my diabetes, my sugars, I get very dehydrated. My sugars rise really quickly, and my ketones rise really quickly. And then I wind up into a thing called DKA, or diabetic ketoacidosis, which basically um, I could be perfectly healthy today, and then tomorrow morning there I could be violently throwing up and put into the hospital, into the ER, and potentially spending a few days in ICU. So because of my medical condition, I have a note from my doctor saying that I basically cannot work. So I'm on disability. Um, so I can't work a regular job because employers do not like that I could be healthy today and gone tomorrow, and I could be gone for anywhere from 1 day up to a week. So I'm kind of screwed in a way, for a day-to-day job, unless I can master this gastroparesis. I've been suffering with this gastroparesis for 4 years. I used to work for a company called Newfold Digital, um, and I became very unreliable in my position. And I ended up having to take a leave of absence while I sorted out my initial health. And then it eventually led to the fact that I was never able to return. And I've unfortunately been on the freelance world ever since. Um, so that is why I do this, because YouTube is a little more friendly if I'm sick and down for a day. I can just turn around and use my laptop to do some work, and then I can just get back to you guys. And I can even upload shorts or videos and be transparent with my community about what's up and where I'm at and what's going on. Um, and quite frankly, YouTube um, is a little more forgiving than a regular job or a 9 to 5 job. So if you do find these useful and want to help me out, hitting that subscribe button, like button, and sharing my videos definitely helps me out a lot. And if I could make a day job into this, if I could turn this into a job, that would be absolutely life changing for me because it would be a job that I could actually work. Um, but unfortunately, I don't know of any company that is willing to hire uh, a developer who has the potential to disappear. Well, I live in Canada, and I actually have this because I'm on disability. Um, I technically have a government check that comes in once a month, and it covers all of my basic needs. So, like theoretically, I'm kind of covered for all of the bare basics. Um, I just have no extra luxuries in life. So that's why I freelance. I try to I try to freelance to help people. I do consulting as well for different development teams. I mentor individuals and teach people how to code and how to get into it. Um, I'm sort of trying to break that foundation where I may get into boot.dev and create courses, or I may create courses through IntelliJ, YouTube, something like that. I'm just sort of getting my foot in the door. I used to do, and you can browse my history. I used to do some different things. Like I did this one video series called Spring into Java, which was targeted at teaching people how easy it is to get into Spring with a bare minimum of annotations. Like there are obviously like a lot of annotations in Spring, like a lot. Um, but I did this initial series called Spring into Java, where we created a Spring Boot application and a Discord bot that I believe it was keeping track of books like a library. But the idea was to just never was a completed project. I believe I got like 90% through it, but then I wound up getting getting a contract job, doing some freelance work for a few months, and unfortunately, my YouTube channel then sort of suffered for a few months, and then I tried to come back and create other videos um, earlier on, which got me some initial traffic, but then I wound up getting another contract for a couple of months doing some freelance work for a different team in kind of a shady community. Um, and I'm trying to step away from that community altogether because it's too toxic. It is great for development, and it's a community that I kind of was born and raised in. It's a private server community for RuneScape. I used to do a lot of stuff for that, but I'm trying to phase away from that and kind of get away from it altogether. So I stopped doing everything related to that, and now I'm trying to focus purely on YouTube and doing more educational things here and more professional based things. Yeah. Actually, there was another guy, or was that you? I don't know. There was a guy in the Discord this morning. Username. I'm going to give him another shout out. Username key hashtag 17. He had actually suggested using a bot that will announce to my Discord when I go live. And conveniently enough, I was actually thinking about that yesterday. And there's a friend of mine who actually had a bot in his Discord. And oh, that's you. You're Key. Well, shout out to you. Yeah, I have full intention. I was thinking about it the other day, and there's a buddy of mine who's in my Discord, um, who used to be with me when I first started the Spring into Java course. And he had a Discord bot set up in his Discord that every time I uploaded a video, it would broadcast it to his Discord. So I actually was going to ask him which bot he used, and I was going to look into getting that configured and set up for mine, for my Discord, because I feel like it would also be very helpful. Um, so it's very funny that you had brought that up this morning because I was actually thinking about that yesterday. Welcome to the chat, Castiel. Hello, good morning. Yeah, it's something that I was thinking very heavily about too. Okay, so So I've got the created date and the updated dates on here now as well. I got this looking a little bit better. I want to make this not save changes, but rather add note. Where did I add that? This is going to be add new note. It's going to be add note. I love the chit chat, dude. I love it. I love when people get involved. Don't worry. Honestly, I've been debating on whether or not I should be streaming more throughout the day when I work on this. Um, 'Cause as of right now, the way my day is set up, um, I get up before my wife does to feed the animals at the house. So I get up around 8 o'clock every morning, and I'm typically at my computer by 8:30. And I start my morning stream around 8:30 in the morning. And my wife gets up usually around 11 o'clock, so I try to cut my stream around 11, and then I typically the rest of my day. Usually consists of sitting here at the computer, picking at code and picking at whether it's my freelance projects or my actual Midnight Coder here project. I generally just sit in voice chats, um, and I stream what I do. But yeah, actually, I was kind of my worry was my timing. I was concerned about the time, and I might try to do two streams a day. I might try to do one in the morning, and I might do one. I might see about doing one sort of in the afternoon or the evening. Um, and I might do it where I'm doing one project in the morning and doing a different project in the afternoon. Because there is a second project that I'm working on that I also wouldn't mind streaming the work of. Um, it's a Rune Hero. It's a fan-based game that I did that is a Discord bot. It's basically an RPG inside of a Discord bot that you interact with buttons and embed messages, and you explore the world of Gielinor. And there's actually a video that I post on the channel about it called Rune Hero, and yeah, it's actually a pretty exciting little game. Um, I may or may not open source it, but for now it's not. So I may do some streaming when I'm working on the front and back end of it. Um, because again, it's just a separate project. I like to have multiple projects on the go just to kind of keep me sharp and keep me so that I can not stay strictly on par and get bored. Um, yeah, my streams, I'm not exactly sure of the time span of them. Like, I don't know what is a good length. Um, I don't know what, because I know if it gets too long, it gets that thing where it's kind of boring. I don't know if doing it for an hour and a half is too short. I don't know if doing it for 2 hours is too long. Like, um, what are some of your feedback, guys? Like, what should I do for live streams as far as like a length goes? Should I be doing these for like an hour? Should I be doing them for like an hour and a half? What do you guys feel like is a justifiable amount? I can technically be doing these little sort of morning chit chats where we sit around, review the project, talk about what was done, talk about what's going to go on, and like, um, okay, okay, because I can easily do 2 hours like that. I just wasn't sure if that'd be considered too long to kind of follow back and review if people wanted to watch. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do some reviewing of other channels and see what other people do. Um, Also, I'm not sure about. I was talking with Castiel about this yesterday. Um, Potentially using a service called Restream so that I can stream to not only YouTube but also Twitch. Um, I'm just not 100% sure of Twitch platform. Like I have an account, but I think I've streamed there maybe once, maybe twice. I like YouTube more personally, but I'm not opposed to it. Yeah, I definitely gotta see if I can get an editor. The editor is me right now. I got a buddy that's gonna help me on his days off, but nothing. It's all right. I got a lot of things in my life that break my that break my flow. Um, all right, unordered list. Is that even how I want to do that? All right, so here, am I doing this right? Unordered list, making a list. No, I want to make a. Might have broke my flow, but that's okay. Honestly, I try to keep up with the chat and watch it. I've got 3 screens. So I got my Discord on one screen. I got my main coding screen here that you see, and then I got a separate screen over here that has my OBS that holds my chat windows and whatnot, so I keep up with chat. Trying to keep up with chat anyway. I realize that once I grow, it's going to be a lot harder to keep up with chat because chat will flow. I see other people that live stream and I see their chats. Like the Primogen is another guy that I watch. Um, Jesus, that guy's fucking on fire. And I see his chat just screaming through. And yeah, it's hard to. I see that it can be a little harder to keep up with chats once we go, but I will be trying to do a better job of answering questions and keeping up with what I'm doing on the code. It's a lot easier when I have people in the voice chat with me for me to keep up a conversation and keep up code. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start downloading my streams and then potentially breaking them up in like cutting out the chit chats, like you said, and breaking it down into just the educational parts. Um, and maybe I might upload to a specific playlist um, the actual flows of videos, so it's a little easier to follow without the chit chat and whatnot in the background. To be honest, I'm still kind of new to the idea or to the streaming to YouTube thing, technically, because I've only done it a few times. My first stream, I planned it to be a 3-hour stream, and it turned out to be an 8-hour stream. Um, that was crazy. Other than that, other streams that I had were also ridiculously long. I had one that I have no idea how I did it. No idea. It was one that I was making a dynamic profile or a portfolio for yourself through Spring Boot. And for some reason, that one video got nearly 27,000 views. And I have no idea how. All I did in it was talk. I talked about myself for part of it. And but I just simply sat here and wrote code for writing a profile. It was a live stream video. It was like 3 hours long, and somehow it managed to get a ton of views. I don't know how, but I broke the algorithm. And have never been able to recreate that since. Yes, I fully agree, and I intend to get much better at that. I will start. I'll probably take some time today, download my streams myself, and see if I can break them apart into just the educational bits and bobs. And I'll see about doing some uploads today. Maybe I'll do that after this live stream. I'll uh, I'll take a little coffee break. I'll watch a couple of those YouTube channels, look into that what you recommended, and then I will download first two of these live streams, and I'll chop them apart into just the educational, just the video coding facts, and I'll see if I can make something a lot shorter than just a 2-hour live stream. I also want to try to blog a little more in my Discord and be a little more involved with because if you look in my Discord now, there is a spot where I've got a dev blog where I kind of kind of throw out some thoughts. I intend to sort of throw out some more blog thoughts and roadmaps of what's going on, and be a little more involved in my in the community. I'm going to see if I can get it see if I can get that community going a little bit more. All right, dude. Have a great meeting, man. It's been fun chatting with you, and I love that we've been hanging out the last few days. I really appreciate you, dude. Especially everything, all of our little chats. I enjoy it. I enjoy our daily chats. Have a great meeting, and I'll chat with you tomorrow or chat with you on Discord. Let's add in. hell is that? Add node. Add node. So now I need, so that means button and not sub. Type in the right password. Tickets, view tickets, still the same. Add note. Initial look. Add a note. Failed to add service note. Cool. Why'd we fail? Cool. So okay, because I'm only passing it. Okay, so I need to make a const, call it note. Oh shit, what is the service note? What does the service note look like? I don't think I need node ID. This gets here. If it's present, service ticket, just stick them. Okay, so the note is going. Shit. Shit. Okay, that needs something else. Okay, so my front end is tripping balls? Okay, so that is the right. So why did I get a 400 error? Come into here, passing in the bot. Well, let's find out. Is there some malformed data? Huh. So the node ID, technician, and the ticket are null. Okay. So what's up? Note message is the only thing that comes through. Alright. I'll be back in a second, guys. I gotta go top up the old coffee cup, and I will be right back. Alrighty, I'm back, and so this information is coming in as null. Adding my service ticket is coming in as null. I just need to double check all of my shit. It's my message note. The message note is the only one coming in. So why is my note message? So why is my message coming in, not the rest of my... Well, this is beginning to run into a bit of a long live stream, so I'm going to stop this here. Also, my wife is going to wake up soon, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this here for today. We will instead pick up tomorrow. I'm gonna continue to do some work on this today. We will pick up things tomorrow where we left or where I leave off. Um, I got a little bit of freelance work to do today, but I want to finish this. I want to finish making it so that I can add some notes. I'm hoping that today I will get this service note finished so that I can submit service notes and then I'm going to make it so that I can submit the node itself to update or update the record and save it. I'm going to add an update button, and then tomorrow morning we may copy paste this over to the customer's view so that the customer can have a way to read what's going on and see what's up. So if you want to chill with me in the morning and have a morning coffee and code, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, get notified when I go live, join my Discord community if you haven't already. I'm going to look at adding the YouTube bot in there so you can get some heads up notification when I upload a video or go live. I'm going to work on downloading my videos today and see if I can chop together some on point educational videos about this project rather than just making it off the cuff sort of stuff that I'm doing now. So again, thank you very much for all watching. If you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate that. And keep that coffee cup full, keep your curiosity sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.